Disney hasn't had a very good year, has it? Welcome, Space Pirates. I am your captain, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster, and today I wanted to discuss the massive overhaul and delay of the upcoming Disney movie schedule for the next couple of years. This is interesting to me because it's not something you see often. Sure, release dates change, but the scope of this change suggests Disney is struggling. Like a guy sitting on the crapper and spewing out diarrhea, Disney has been pumping out movies left and right, and they've been losing money left and right. Just this summer alone, there's already one major box office flop, The Little Mermaid, and it looks very likely that Indiana Jones 5 and the upcoming Pixar film Elemental will flop as well.
Do not go in there. Woo!
That's because we can smell what the idiots have been up to. The stench of Disney's diarrhea isn't as pleasant as they supposed it is. The timing on this announcement is interesting, considering the swirling vortex of news and rumors that have been circling Disney for the past several months. We're going to take a look at the news and then speculate on what these delays for Disney movies means. And naturally, I'll want to know what y'all think about the subject. Is this a good thing or bad thing for Disney? Why do you think they're making these schedule changes? Drop your thoughts in the comment section and we'll discuss. As for me, I think it's because their overly ambitious movie plan full of ideological woke BS has been costing them big lately. Disney apathy is growing. It's no longer a big deal when one of their movies comes out, and as I've said many times, apathy is the greatest weapon we can use against these troglodytes.
IDGARA. I don't give a rat's ass.
Look what you've done! I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world!
Alright, me hearties, let's dive into this news. We'll start off by taking a look at this article from Variety. Disney dates new Star Wars movie, shifts Deadpool 3 and entire Marvel slate, delays Avatar sequels through 2031. As usual, the media shills do their best to spin things so the news doesn't sound negative, but we'll dig in and see what we can see. Disney is shaking up its release calendar, adding a new Star Wars movie and Moana live-action adaptation to the schedule and delaying the next 3 Avatar movies by a year. At this rate, the 5th trip to Pandora will be released in 2031. That's in 8 years for anyone who wants to know the math. Among the highlights of the overhaul, a live-action Moana will be released on June 27, 2025. Deadpool 3 moved up from November 8, 2024 to May 3, 2024. An untitled Star Wars movie is debuting on December 18, 2026. Avatar 3 has shifted to December 19, 2025, Avatar 4 to December 21st, 2029, and Avatar 5 to December 19th, 2031. Based on this timeline, the final Avatar movie is coming 22 years after the original 2009 blockbuster. Now, as I've mentioned many times before, people don't read full articles anymore these days. Most folks are either lazy or they simply don't have the time, and these media shills know it. They know that people mostly just read headlines and maybe a paragraph or two. And that's why they bury any bad news for their corporate masters a few paragraphs down where the majority of people wouldn't see it. Because think about this, if what I just read to you was the only information you got, you'd think this was no big deal, wouldn't you? They added a Moana movie. They added a date to a Star Wars project. And they pushed back the Avatar schedule a bit. No biggie, am I right? I mean, the last Avatar movie was released, 13, 14 years after the original? So it's not a big deal if those are pushed back. Avatar is a big franchise. Continuing on, other changes include a massive Marvel reshuffling. Captain America Brave New World is moving from May 3rd, 2024 to July 26th, 2024, which in turn is delaying Thunderbolts to December 20th, 2024, Blade to February 14th, 2025, and Fantastic Four to May 2nd, 2025. Avengers: The Kang Dynasty is getting pushed back an entire year from May 2nd, 2025 to May 1st, 2026. It's taking the place of Avengers: Secret Wars, which is jumping from May 1st, 2026 to May 7th, 2027. So the entire Marvel catalog is getting pushed back, with two of Disney's problem children, the two Avengers movies, being moved back a full year. Let's read into this a bit. I think there are several reasons behind this. First of all is the fact that I call them the Marvel problem children because I don't think Disney has a grand plan for the Avengers, at least not one that lives up to the previous Avengers movies, which were major hits. I think Disney knows that they've got a couple of stinkers on their hands if they don't do something to fix their slate of upcoming Avengers movies. If they don't get a decent plan in place, they're not going to be very impressive films. Second, and most obviously though, Jonathan Majors, as I'm sure you know, has been involved in some legal issues. Jonathan Majors plays Kang, and they're probably thinking they may need to recast the character of Kang, so pushing back the film a year gives them time to potentially do that. One thing that really stands out to me as well are the rumors that have been swirling lately about Disney needing money in order to pay Comcast and fulfill their obligations for the Hulu deal. Reportedly, this deal will cost billions of dollars for Disney and they cannot get out of it. And pushing back these Marvel projects a year, these very expensive Marvel projects I may add, will mean they likely won't need to begin production on them until next year. In a situation where a company is scrambling for liquid funds, kicking the can down the road and moving projects back makes sense and is a common tactic. Obviously, I don't know Disney's exact financial situation. I don't have any Hollywood insiders personally feeding me information, and I don't have access to their books. But this all lines up. This all lines up with these Comcast rumors. But what I do have access to is the very public box office information which suggests that the MCU is in a slump. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, for example, was not a very well-received movie. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which ended up performing decently, to my surprise, will not save them, especially since it's apparently the last Guardians film. The MCU has run out of characters people actually care about. And yet they've been spewing their diarrhea all over the place as if we're just going to keep on coming back for more. I don't think so. Moving on, with the addition of a Star Wars film in December 2026, it means that two movies set in a galaxy far away will be released in that year. A separate Star Wars movie has been pushed from December 19th, 2025 to May 22nd, 2026. Another Star Wars film is set for December 17th, 2027. Disney hasn't clarified the premises of any of those installments. Let's talk about this one real quick. 2 Star Wars movies are now scheduled in 2026, a schedule that conveniently gives Disney several months before they have to begin production and spend exorbitant amounts of money. Once again, this lines up with that pesky Comcast rumor. To sum it up, we can't know exactly why these movies have been delayed, but we can make some pretty decent, educated guesses with the information we have at hand. This announcement substantiates the rumor that a Disney fire sale may be happening soon because it pushes back costs about a year for those of you who are crossing your fingers and hoping that Star Wars gets sold to somebody else. You know what? This does help substantiate that rumor at least a little bit. It also speaks to what we've known for the last year and what the propagandists at Disney are likely having to admit. Their woke movies are bombing hard. That's all well and good when they aren't cash-strapped, but they've been flying in the face of common sense and not giving their audience what they want for too long. And this news seems like evidence to me that they're starting to wake up and reevaluate their movie plans.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.